What's going on, guys? And welcome back to the real world. Um, Topic of discussion for tonight is going to be black women and bonnets. Um, it was brought to my attention. I was having a discussion with an acquaintance um, a couple of days ago, and you know, it was you know the we spoke about the stigma that black women who wear bonnets out in public, like just to run errands, or let's say like at an airport, let's say like in public places, um, you know, where there's a lot of people, you know, you know, maybe a mall, you know, somewhere where you would want to be presentable at, and you know, we had a discussion on whether or not, um, if it were another race wearing bonnets, you know, uh, would it be this big of a deal? Would it be looked down on, frowned upon on, as it is uh, when a black woman wears it? And it was a good conversation. It was a good conversation, that was brought up in that we were having. And I tell you right now, uh, how I feel about that. Um, if I was to break this down, I would have to say, I brought up the fact that um, I don't believe that. First of all, I don't believe that it is presentable for any woman of any race to walk around with something that was intended to be something that holds your hair in place, um, in privacy. It holds your hair intact. Let's say if you just came from the hairdresser, you jumping in your car, and you need this bonnet to hold that style together until you get to your house, or until you lay down. Like maybe before you lay down and go to sleep, you put this thing on just to keep a certain style intact, just to keep it manageable. I don't think that that's something that is presentable. um just running errands, or let's say like you flying out somewhere, or you just you in a store or anything like that. I don't think it's presentable. I really don't. Because a lot of times when these women are wearing these bonnets on their head, they have a nice hairstyle up under it. It's not like their hair's all over their head when they wear it. They're wearing it to keep their hair manageable. So when they do go wherever they're trying to go, whether it's to the club or what have you like that, uh, it'll stay intact. When they take it off, everything will be still intact. Uh, but the thing about it is, like, there was a show on Fox Soul with Vivica A. Fox. Lisa Ray was on it. Two other chicks, one named Selena Johnson and Claudia Jordan. I'm not too familiar with those two, but I think they call it Queens, something about Queens or something like that. Yeah, Cocktails with Queens. Um, they were talking about it because Monique, uh, Monique, that was around the era when Monique was she said what she said about it. She's and they were saying like how they felt about it. And uh, you know Vivica Fox felt a certain way, like, she was like saying, like, Monique, if she's gonna speak on that, then the way that she presented herself when she spoke on it, when she was in her own house, she should have been more presentable when she spoke on Bonnets. I believe she had like she didn't look presentable. uh Lisa Ray said that it wasn't presentable. You know, she said that it wasn't presentable, because like she brought up the fact that what if you run into your future husband? What if you run into somebody that can employ you? So she made some good points too. Um, but getting back to the conversation I had with the acquaintance on it and how I felt about the stigma that it has, and whether or not it would have that same stigma on it if it were another woman of another race. I believe it will. I think the defining factor is how someone, when and how someone wears that bonnet makes the difference. And the type of person, how that person carries themselves makes all the difference. You understand? If you have a female of any race that's, you know, she reeks of marijuana. She got tattoos all over her face. Uh, she got on some house slippers that she may have got from like a dollar store or something like that. Um, you know, she's cursing. She's walking around. She's carrying herself, in a belligerent way or what have you. You know what I mean? Like, if she ratchet. If she's a ratchet individual, then yeah, you know what I'm saying. I could see where that could be shunned upon. You understand? But let's say if it's a young lady that carries herself in a more subtle way. You know what I mean? Her clothing is put together. You know everything except her whole appearance is together. In a classy way. Everything except having a bonnet on her head. I believe that young lady, uh, you know, she wouldn't be shunned upon. It would not be a stigma on that, no matter what race she is. See, a lot of times it's how you present yourself uh, that causes people to perceive you in a negative light. You understand? The same way when you got young men, and they're out here and they pants hanging all off their butt, and they got tattoos all over and they smell like marijuana. You understand? Um, and they carrying themselves a certain way, uh, you know, I mean, people know it, people see it. People that are productive and in society and things, they can tell when somebody is an issue. You know what I'm saying? It's a little off the rocker or what have you. So, like I said in a lot of my other videos, man, it's about your appearance. People can only perceive you the way that you present yourself. You know, you can take a young lady with a college degree, very articulate, intelligent young lady, and if she walks around with a bonnet on her head, smelling like weed, uh, speaking a certain way and things like that, then people that don't know her personally, which is mostly who you run into in society. You run into a lot of strangers, and acquaintances. So I mean, these people do not know you. You see what I'm saying? So they can only perceive you, on how you present yourself to them. So you got to be careful how you present yourself to the world. So yeah, with these bonnets, man, I think that as far as like I'm talking to my black women, I think that it'd be best if you leave the bonnets, to behind closed doors, in your privacy of your home, um, to and from the hairdresser. Other than that, man, I mean, you know, there's scarves and things that you can put on that's more presentable than a bonnet. A bonnet looks like a shower cap. Now I know a lot of us don't want to hear the truth. A lot of us just don't want to, especially from each other. We don't want to hear the truth. We don't want to be critiqued on anything. But it's a real thing, man. People. People can only perceive you how you present yourself. You know, so that's my take on that. Like I say, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to beat down on no women, but I mean, it was asked, of me. Um, and like I said, I had a conversation about it, and I said, you know what, I think I'm gonna do a show on this one. So if you young ladies, you if you don't want to be perceived in a negative light, just present yourself. You never know who you can run into. You can run into somebody that may want to get you a job. Like you can run into a guy that you really like, and this guy might treat you a certain way once he gets to know you. If y'all decide to link up or whatever and start dating, this guy might, he might treat you a certain way just on the way that you presented yourself in the beginning. Because as you know, you only get one time, you know, one chance to make a good first impression. You don't get a second chance. So, be careful with that. It's your responsibility to present yourself to the world in the light that you want to be perceived. So, till next time, guys, it's been real. I'm Will, and I just want to get you guys to think about it. Peace.